विरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिसे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय राधे। First of all, my heartily obeisance in the lotus feet of my Paramaradhatam Guru Pad Padma Nitya Leela Pravishtam Vishnupad Suttasya Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami, and same into the lotus feet of my Shiksha Guru Nitya Leela Pravishtam Vishnupad Suttasya Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami, my dear sannyasis, Brahmachari, Vaishnava and Vaishnavita. Yesterday in our class we explained up to Raya Ramananda Sambal, but it was not full. So we want to begin from Raya Ramananda Sambal. सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य माम एकम शरणं व्रज अहम त्वाम सर्व पापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि. Mahaprabhu told, oh, it is outer, something gone. Why? Here, sarvadharman pratyajya mami ekam saranam praja aham tam sarva papabhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. Arjuna is fearing somewhat that I have done some offense, pap. So, Krishna is telling him, don't worry, I will excuse your all sins. It seems that it is bhakti, but it is not bhakti. Sharanagati up to Sharanagati, not more than that. And Sharanagati is not itself bhakti, but it is the door of bhakti. Without Sharanagati you cannot enter in the realm of Bhakti Devi. So Sharanagati is needed first, and then Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam and all other will come. So Mahaprabhu rejected this and told, oh, tell more something. And then Nani Maharaj will speak.
Jnanimirandasya
Coming here,
Jnananjana Shlakaya
so that I can hear.
Chakshurunmilitang Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namam Vishnupadaya Radhikaye Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayaniti Namane. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhabhya vacha bhutitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Offer my humble obeisances at the lotus feet of my Diksha Guru, Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. At the lotus feet of my Shiksha and Sannyas Guru, Rupanugavara Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. At the lotus feet of our Rupanuga Guru Varga, I offer my obeisances to all Vaishnavas present, headed by Tridandiga. So Srila Gurudev is very kindly taking us through Rai Ramananda Samvad, which is the most important conversation in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now Srila Gurudev has just explained, Sarvadharma Parichija, Sri Ramananda Roy is taking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through gradual steps. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually doesn't want to hear about Sharanagati. He wants to hear about Radha Bhav. But he's asking, what is the highest perfection? And Sri Ramananda Roy is coming up step by step, step by step. Sometimes when we begin devotional service, so we think if I have Kantimala and beads and I'll chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds and I'll go back to the spiritual world and be a gopi. Just by rituals. Like Varnashram Dharma, like rituals. But no, we have to have some connection with Krishna. So then we understand, okay, I have to do something with Krishna. So maybe I'm doing cow protection or book distribution or prasadam distribution or something like this, offering the results to Krishna. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, no, this is also not enough. So then we understand, oh, has to be spiritual. Oh, then I'm giving up all material activities. Sarvadharma Parichija, Mame Kamra, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, no, this is also external. Oh, bhakti. Oh, I have to understand what is bhakti. And then reading through all the books and, oh, this means this means this, so I have to do this, I have to do this. Like the Ritviks, they hear, oh, that Diksha means that by which you become purified and you get Divya. So if we read Prabhupada's books, we can be purified and we get transcendental knowledge. So we can get Diksha just by reading Prabhupada's books. This is an example of false understanding. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Brahmabhuta Prasanatma, Nachotni Nikamshati, Sri Ramananda Roy suggested after Dharma Parichija. So we have to come to the Brahman platform. Samasarveshu Bhuteshu, Mad Bhaktin Labate Param. So we're getting bhakti. After coming to Brahmabhuta platform means understanding what is spirit, what is matter, becoming completely free, purified, and then coming to the level of bhakti. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, this won't do. Eho bahya. This is external. Because as long as the bhakti is mixed with jnana, as long as I'm struggling by my own endeavor, this is ridiculous. It's like supposing I go to school and the school teacher says, okay, today we're going to learn about French grammar. I say, wait, don't tell me. I'm going to figure it out myself. I can't figure it out myself. I can't figure out what is bhakti. I don't know who is Krishna. I don't know what Krishna likes. I have to hear. So now, Sri Ramananda Roy, he comes up with the next prescription. Jnane priyasa madhupasya namanta eva. You have to throw away, long distance away, all this jnana. Jivan kisan mukaritam. Bhavadiya Bhartam Stane Stita Shutigatang Vanmanobhya Je Prayaso Jito Jito Apitraischi Lokyam. So he's saying you throw out this knowledge, jnana, and you hear from pure devotee. Tanuman Manobhya. There are different levels of meaning here. So it's saying that one who acts in this way, he can actually conquer the Lord. Although the Lord is generally ajit, he cannot be conquered by anybody. So superficial meaning is that you've just been talking about this knowledge of spirit and matter. Throw it away. It is useless. Simply hear from the pure devotee. Stane stita. You don't have to change your ashram. You don't have to leave your wife, leave your children, leave your husband like this and go and live in an ashram. Stane stita. You remain where you are, but you hear from the pure devotee. This is first meaning. Second meaning is that throw out all jnana, all tattva jnana. So then devotee may say, hey, wait a minute. If I throw out all tattva jnana, then how can I understand what is Krishna consciousness? How can I understand how to practice? Means, Sri Ramananda Roy is saying, throw out all extra efforts to attain that jnana. And simply hear from the pure devotee. Simply come to Villaggio San Paolo and hear from Srila Gurudev. Don't worry about doing other research. Gurudev is giving us all the tattva gyan that we know, that we need to know to progress on this path. Even going further than that, throw out the knowledge that Krishna is even the Supreme Personality of Godhead. My Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev has said, your Swamiji, he came to the West to teach you that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I have come to teach you to forget that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Means that when we hear from Tattvagya, Brajrasik Vaishnava, and his beautiful moods enter into our heart, this will actually float out the knowledge that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. I have to offer obeisances to him with all awe and reverence. And gradually, those moods, Braj moods, will come in the heart. But if we try to practice this artificially, just coming to the movement 6 months or 9 months, and then we say, oh, Krishna's a black sheep, we don't care for Krishna, we only love Radharani. Big offensiveness will be there. Actually, Ras means, just like Namami Sharam Satchidananda Rupam. Krishna is tiny little boy. But he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But still his mother is chasing him and tying him. If we don't know that he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but Mother Yashoda is chasing and tying him, then no Ras. This is not Madhur. Madhur Ras means that we know he's the Supreme Lord, but still the Brajbasis, they don't know, and they're performing these very, very beautiful intimate pastimes. Then, Tano Van Manopia, offering obeisances. Tano, we're offering obeisances to the place where we're bringing our bodies to this place. On planes, on boats, on buses, in cars, in vans, hitchhike, cycles, anything. But we're bringing our bodies to this place, offering our obeisances to the sacred place where this Harikatha is being spoken. And Vam, also we're glorifying the Harikatha, just like Gurudev says. After Navadip, for example, Parikrama, you go back and you tell everyone, oh, it's a very wonderful festival. Just like 5-star hotel. And food was really, really super excellent. And Harikatha was beautiful, so we're glorifying. And the Manopia, remembering. Gurudev says, don't go back with empty pockets. Take what I'm saying, put it in your pocket. And when you get back home, bring it out and remembering when chanting. So then one who performs like this, then he can conquer the Lord. Although the Lord is Ajit, but Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. And he likes to become subservient, he likes to become dependent on his pure devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he heard this, he said, "Hoy, this is okay, but you can go further." Why go further? Because this is the beginning of the process, but no guarantee that the person who's practicing like this has actually reached perfection. So then, Nano Pacharakati Puja is saying that as long as food and drink, when we're eating, as long as there's some hunger in the stomach, then we'll be hungry. We'll want to eat. There'll be satisfaction. But after your 6th ice cream, for example, oh, no room. I can't take any more. No need to eat anymore. If the belly is full, then there's no satisfaction in eating. So when we're performing bhakti as a matter of faith, but without spontaneous love for the Lord, Krishna is attracted somewhat, but not completely. And the devotee is also not fully satisfied. So then, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is eager to hear more. Then, Ramananda Roy says, Krishna bhakti rasa bhavatamati kriyatanya dikatopi labhyate tatra loyam api mulyam ekalam janmakoti sukratina labhyate. My Guru Maharaj, he started our Krishna consciousness movement, and he said he took this phrase, Krishna consciousness, from this Krishna bhakti rasa bhavatamati. This is spontaneous love for Krishna. This verse describes spontaneous love for Krishna. So therefore the International Society for Krishna Consciousness is not the International Society for chanting 16 rounds and following 4 regulated principles. But it is the International Society for Ecstatic Braj Bhakti. And Srila Gurudev has come to teach us this. Tatra loyam api mulyam ekalam. What is the price? Ramananda Roy is saying, if somewhere or other this is available, Go and get it at any cost. Sell everything you've got. Everything. And you get this one thing. Oh, what is the price? Tatral nolyam api mulya mekalam. Intense greed. So Srila Gurudev says that rag bhakti starts from ruchi. Ruchi means taste. And Srila Gurudev has also explained that when ruchi is very mature, then devotee is getting some glimpse of Sarup. So then greed is coming. Then greed is coming. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is becoming enlivened. Oh, more! But this point describes spontaneous love, like Svacha. There's no sthai bhav yet. Love for Krishna. Sometimes the devotee is attracted when he hears about the pastimes of Krishna with the gopis, with the cowherd boys. How they're playing in the pasturing ground. How Krishna is putting his lap on their thighs when he's tired. And they're fanning him with palm leaves and singing beautifully. And the devotee thinks, oh, these pastimes are so beautiful. I want to serve Krishna like that. And then when he hears about Mother Yashoda, how she's feeding Krishna, sometimes chastising him because he's naughty, looking after him, always worried about him. Oh, this love is so wonderful. If only I could love Krishna like this. And then sometimes hearing about the gopis, how Krishna himself cannot live without love of the gopis. When he's playing on his flute and the gopis run into the forest, why? Because they hear that Krishna is dying without their association. They're running to save him. Oh, these pastimes are so beautiful, but not fixed. So sthai bhav means that the actual nature of the Sarup has become manifest, and now the devotee has knowledge, realized knowledge. What is his relationship with Krishna? And he's beginning to perform in this way. So now Ramananda Roy will explain about spontaneous love.
Two slokas, Nanopachar and Krishna Bhakti Ras Bhavata. Why he told two?
One shloka, Nana Upachara. This means, this is devotional stuff like Vaidhi Bhakti before coming to the level of spontaneous Bhakti. And then Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavatamati means spontaneous Braj Bhakti.
Very good. Thank you. Pray again. Come here.
Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnanandanasalakaya Chakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikai Tudale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, Asmati Paramaradhatama Guru Pada Padma, Om Vishnu Pada Ashtotara Satasisima Drupanugacharya Varya Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam at the lotus feet of my Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara, and I offer my pranam to Ananda Chaitanya Padagan and all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So, Srila Gurudev has ordered me to describe in brief the continuation of the conversation between Sri Roy Ramananda and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the bank of Godavari. So far, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has responded with Bahya. This is external. He said external to all things until he heard about Prema Bhakti, which is attained by Vaidhi Sadhan Bhakti or by Raganuga Sadhan Bhakti. Now he's saying not Eho Bhaya, this is external. He said Eho Hai, this is alright. But he did not say this is good, not yet. He's not feeling full satisfaction yet. And the reason is because his question was, what is sadhya? Sadhya, what is the goal of life? So describing a process to attain a goal, this is not the goal of life, it's a process. Whether it's Vaidhi Bhakti or Raganuga Bhakti. And especially, none of the suggestions so far given by Rai Ramananda were Sarup Anubandhi. That means directly dealing with the Sarup of the Jiva. Mukti hitpanyatarupam swarupena bhavyastati. The goal of life is to become situated in one's eternal, transcendental spiritual form in a particular type of relationship with Sri Krishna. Whether in Dasyabhav as a servant, a friend, a parent, or a beloved. Thus far, Rai Ramananda has not touched any of these things. So Mahaprabhu said, it's okay, but agi KOR, go on, go on. So now, Rai Ramananda said, Yannama sruti matrena pumam bhavati nirmala tasya tirthapada kimba dasanam avashishyate. It was a verse spoken by Durvasa Rishi. After Durvasa Rishi was chased throughout the universe by the Sudarshan Chakra, and he begged Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva and even Lord Vishnu, please give me shelter. No one could protect him. Because even Supreme Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana could not protect him, because Lord Narayana his heart was controlled by the love of Ambarish Maharaj. So finally, Durvasa had to go back to Mathura, fall at the feet of Ambarish Maharaj. And when Ambarish Maharaj prayed, then Sudarshan Chakra disappeared. At that time, Durvasa Rishi said this verse. He said, oh, that person whose very name purifies everyone of all contamination. That person whose very feet, upon touching the ground, make that place into a holy tirtha. If someone has become the das, the servant of that great person, then what on earth is there left for that person to attain? They have attained everything. So by these words, he glorified Ambarish Maharaj, and this verse particularly says, Dasa nam avashishite, for those who are in dasya mood, servants of the Lord, what is left for them to attain? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, he said, Eho, hi, it's okay. Again, he did not say, this is Uttam, this is the best. He didn't say. Why? Because in Vrindavan, Shantaras, the neutral mood, is latent. And in Vrindavan, the next highest mood, Dasya Bhav, is also not pure. There's no pure Dasya Bhav in Vrindavan. Hanuman has pure Dasya Rati for the lotus feet of Lord Ram. Oh my Lord, you are my servant. I am your servant, you are my master. But in Vrindavan, no one has this mood, oh Krishna, you are the Supreme Lord, I am your servant, in Vrindavan. This mood is not there. Nanda Maharaj has some servants. So they may say, oh Krishna, you are the son of my master, but you are not my master. Nanda Baba is my master. And so the servants of Nanda Maharaj, they have a mixture of friendship and also parental love towards Krishna. So because there's no Shuddha Dasya in Vrindavan, Mahaprabhu said, Eho, hi, this is okay. Agi KOR, can you go on? So then, Sri Rai Ramananda, he said, Itam satam brahma sukhanubhutya dasyam gatanam paradaivatena mayasritanam naradarakena sadam vijaru kritapunya punja. Very beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. It was spoken by Shukadev Goswami when he was remembering how Sri Krishna, as a small boy, he's playing in the forest with his friends, Subal, Sridham, Dam, Vasudam, Arjun, Labanga, Stoka, Krishna, Madhu, Mangal, Dasi, Kokil, Bringa. Many friends, all small boys, playing in the forest together. Sometimes they wrestle. When Krishna, it's time to wrestle, Sridham, he may defeat another boy. And all the boys are clapping and watching. At that time, Krishna becomes eager to join into the fight. So he enters the circle of the friends, pushing them aside. He said, the earth is trembling. I scatter the clouds in the sky with my trunk. I strike fear into the hearts of all in the universe. Sridham, you are like a trembling, timid deer. You should flee from the wrestling arena, because now Sri Krishna, the formidable, the invincible war elephant, has entered the arena. And in this way, bragging, Krishna enters, slapping his arms, and jumps on Sridham. And they begin to wrestle. But Sridham is very strong, and he overpowers Krishna and puts Krishna on his back. And all the boys are clapping, and Sridham stands up to receive his applause. Jai Jai. At that time, Krishna also stands up to receive his applause. I am the winner, Jai Jai. The boys are shaking their heads. What is this? You are completely defeated and you think that you are the winner? How is it so? Krishna said, I am the winner because my nose was facing up and Sridham's nose was facing down, so I am the winner. Sridham said, oh, you are not the winner, I am the winner. And Sridham took a handful of dust and threw the dust on Krishna. See, Krishna took a handful of dust and threw on Sridham, and they began to throw dust at each other. At that moment, one Brahma Gyani, who was that? Durvasa. Durvasa Rishi, he plays the role of a Brahma Gyani. He was wandering through the forest, and from a distance he saw these boys playing, arguing, throwing dust on each other. And beholding the beauty of Krishna, he was struck with wonder. Adbhut rasa. Hi, how beautiful. Who could imagine that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is quarreling in the forest and throwing dust with his friends? He was astonished, seeing the beauty of Sri Krishna as an ordinary cowherd boy in Vrindavan. There and then, he became overwhelmed by sattvic bhav, trembling, became stunned, and he just sat down, cross-legged on the ground. Then Sridham, he said to Krishna, hey Krishna, look, there's one Baba over there. He saw our fighting. He can decide whether I am the winner or whether you are the winner. So then, along with their friends, Sridham and Krishna, they approached that Baba with the long, he has jata, long dreadlocks in his head, jata in his beard. Everyone is afraid of Vyasa Rishi. When they see him coming, they go away because he's powerful. He becomes angry and he can give a curse. But very playfully, no fear at all, Krishna came to Durvasa. Hey Baba, you saw the fight. Tell him I was the winner. Sridham said, oh Baba, just tell him, settle our argument, tell him that I was the winner. But Durvasa is sitting there. Many sattvic bhavs, tears coming from his eyes, cannot speak, gad. His voice is choked. So then Krishna, he sits down on one lap of Durvasa Rishi and pulls his beard. Hey Baba, are you deaf? Sridham sits down on the other and he pulls his other beard from the other side. Baba, are you dumb? And they're pulling his beard. Tell him I'm the winner. No, I am the winner. Like this. Then Krishna began to laugh. And Durvasa Rishi felt himself entering into the mouth of Krishna. He entered into the mouth of Krishna and there he saw the causal ocean, Karnadak. Causal ocean, millions and millions of universes floating like bubbles in the ocean. He thought, I want to go back to Vrindavan. So he flew through space and entered into one of the universes. And he was looking for Krishna, but he could not find him. So he came out of that universe and went to another universe. And for millions of years he was searching throughout the universes, but could not find Sri Krishna. After millions of years he heard a laugh, and he came out back from the mouth of Krishna and was sitting in Vrindavan. It was only 1 second later. Durvasa Rishi was astonished. Krishna got up and Sridham got up and they were walking away. They were friends now, they put their arms around each other. Oh, this Baba knows nothing, let's go and play. Durvasa Rishi saw Krishna and his friends walking away. He said, hey, who could imagine that this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Remembering this pastime, Shukadev Goswami, overwhelmed with ecstasy, he said, Itam satam brahma sukhano buddha. Those people who are Brahmavadis, they think, who is this Krishna? Oh, by chanting his name, then one can get Brahma Sukh, the happiness of mukti, the liberation. And those who are in Dasya Bhav, they think, who is Krishna? He is the great Supreme Personality of Godhead. And those living entities who are in Maya, they think, who is Krishna? Is just some ordinary person, any historical person. They don't believe he's God. So all of these three, they're all very unfortunate. And they cannot understand that some fortunate living entities After accumulating mountains of punya, mountains of sukriti, they play with Sri Krishna as his best friends daily in the forest of Vrindavan. And Shukadeva Goswami was in ecstasy. When Ramananda Roy described this to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu said, Eho Uttam, this is wonderful, this is the best thing. But
don't explain so much. I want to finish.
Mahaprabhu said, Eho Uttam, this is wonderful, go on, can you go further? Then Ramananda Rai, he meditated. And he said, Nanda kim akarat brahman srayameva mayodaya Yashodava mahabhaga papo yasyas tanam hari. He said, higher than this friendship is the love of Nanda and Yashoda. Nanda Maharaj, what did he do to become the father of Krishna? When he returns from the cow sheds during the day, in the evening, then baby Krishna, he runs to get the wooden shoes of Nanda Baba, placing them on his head and comes running to his father. Oh Baba, Baba, here are your shoes. God is serving him in this way? How astonishing. And Mother Yashoda, even more. She can bind Krishna with a rope from her hair. And the Supreme Lord who gives mukti, liberation to everyone, he cannot free himself from the rope of love of Mother Yashoda. She has no idea that his Supreme Lord, one day, Krishna was playing with his friends at Brahmanda Ghat. At that time, the friends of Krishna told Mother Yashoda, oh, your boy, you know, he's eating dirt. Mother Yashoda said, really? I'll teach him. And she came out from the kitchen, down to the bank of Jamuna at Brahmanda Ghat. Said, oh Lala, are you eating dirt? No, Mother. But your friends told me. My friends, they have made a conspiracy against me. They have told you this, so you'll be angry and you'll twist my ear and they will laugh. Mother Yashoda said, let me look inside your mouth whether or not you have eaten dirt. So Mother Yashoda took Krishna on her lap, looked inside his mouth, and she saw unlimited universes. And how was she? Not like Durvasa. Oh, and not like Arjun. When Arjun saw the universal form, he became afraid, he was trembling. He said, oh Krishna, please forgive me. I said that you were my friend. I called you Saka, Yadav, other things. But you are the Supreme Lord. So she was not like Durvasa, she was not like Arjun. How was Mother Yashoda? She held Krishna tightly to her breast and she began to pray, oh God, oh Lord Narayana, by whose illusory energy I think that he is my son. And Nanda Maharaj is my husband. Oh God, please be merciful to my son. What am I seeing? Am I dreaming? Is this a vision? Is it caused by a ghost? Maybe it's caused by a ghost. Perhaps someone has done tantra on my boy and he's haunted by a ghost. That explains everything. Now I know why he goes door to door stealing butter. Why he's so restless? Okay, I know what to do. I'll call the local priest. So she called the Baguri Rishi, Shandila Rishi and the local priest, said, my son is very restless. Can you do some jagya and chant some mantras to free him from any inauspicious influence? They said, yes, of course. You should bring some cow dung and some cow urine and smear him with cow dung and cow urine. It will purify him. And we'll chant mantras and then he should be okay. So Mother Yashoda, she followed the orders of the rishis. And they began to utter mantras to God to protect this small boy. And Mother Yashoda smeared Krishna with cow dung and cow urine. And Krishna was standing there covered in cow urine and cow dung and thinking, well, that's the last time I show my universal form to my mother. Krishna's Aishwarya just doesn't go down very well in Vrindavan. So, Ramananda Rai, he quoted this verse. Yashodava Mahabhaga Papo Yasyastanam Hari. What did Mother Yashoda do? That the Supreme Lord who maintains the universe, she thinks I have to maintain him with the milk from my breast. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, he said, Eho Uttam, this is fantastic, this is wonderful. Adi K.O.R., can you tell more? Ramananda Rai, he meditated. Then he said, Nayam Sriyanga Unatantarate Prasada Swayoshitam Nalina Gandarutam Katonya Rasutsavasya Bhuja Dandargri Tekanta Ya Labdisham Ya Udagaj Braja Sundarinam. It was a verse spoken by Uddhav. When Uddhav came to Vrindavan, he said, the prasad, the mercy, the grace that Sri Krishna gave to the gopis of Vrindavan It was never given to Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune. It was never given to Rukmini or Satyabhama. It was never given to any demi-goddess in heaven. What to speak of the ordinary women who are beautiful in terms of worldly estimation. What did Krishna do? Krishna put his arms around their neck. Here he's saying Bhuja Danda. Danda means a stick. Krishna's arms were straight. What does it mean that he embraced them around the neck with his arms being straight? It means that during Rasa Leela, when dancing was going on, when Radhika, one ankle bell fell from her ankle, what does Krishna do? He thought, this music is not so sweet without the sound of my Radhika's ankle bells. He stopped playing. He was searching in the grass, he found the ankle bell and placed it back on her feet. Well, he was dancing with gopis and he approached them and he took his pitambar and he wiped the perspiration from their faces. He wiped the perspiration from their breast. His pitambar became reddish with kumkum from their breast and he colored his own heart. And looking into their eyes as if to say, you have completely dyed my heart with your anurag. And see Krishna with straight arms, put his arms around the neck of Braj Gopis. When does someone embrace with straight arms? Those who are parents, they know. If a child comes and sits in your lap and reaches up like this and says, Daddy, Daddy, Mummy, Mummy, then the parent will say, what do you want? It's a request. In other words, Krishna was begging from gopis. Oh gopis of Vrindavan, I left you, I abandoned you alone in the forest, but I'm begging you, please, never abandon me, because I cannot live without you. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, he said, Eho Uttam, this is wonderful, this is astonishing. Agi K.O.R., can you go on, tell more? Right, Ramananda said, no one ever asked me to go higher than this. No one asked me to go higher than this. But as you have asked, then I will tell something. Ramananda Rai said, in the Vishnu Purana there it is stated, Yatha Radha Priya Vishnus Tasya Kundam Priyam Tatha Sarava Gopi Shusevaika Vishnu Adyanta Vallabha. I have glorified the gopis of Vrindavan, but amongst them, the highest and most glorious gopi, her name is Sri Radha. We see in Srimad Bhagavatam that during Rasa Leela, Shri Krishna disappeared and all the gopis were searching for him. And as they looked on the ground in the forest, they saw his footprints, and next to his footprints were the footprints of another gopi. At that time, they said, and Roy Ramananda quoted the verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Anaya radito nunam Bhagavan Hari Ishvara Yano Vihaya Govinda Prito Yam Anayadraha. The gopi said, this girl must have done the greatest worship of God. Why? Because if someone worships God, their desires can be fulfilled. And her desire has been fulfilled because the cowherd boy Govinda has left all of us to be alone with her. So Ramananda Rai said, so Radha, she is the topmost of all gopis. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this proof is not waterproof. It is not completely certain that she's the highest gopi on the basis of this verse. Why? Because here in Rasa Leela, Krishna took Radharani alone, without anyone else seeing. So it may be that there was another gopi in the group for whom Krishna had more love, but he didn't want to upset her, and that's why he took Radharani alone without anyone seeing. So, only if Krishna would take Radharani alone, in the presence of all the other gopis, only then can I believe that really Radhika is the topmost gopi. So then Ramananda Rai, he meditated, and then he quoted a verse from Gita Govinda. Kamsari api samsara vasana pada shrinkala radham hridaya adaye tatchaja braja sundarim. That once, during Vasanta Ras, during the springtime Rasa Leela, Krishna was playing among so many Braja Gopis. And Radhika was late. Finally, when she arrived, she came and Krishna saw her from a distance. And the moment Krishna saw her, Radhika turned around and left that place. At once, Krishna thought, oh, now I have made a great problem for myself. And he got up in front of all the other gopis and went into the forest in search of Radhika. Itastam anusritya radikam. Ramananda Roy quoted another verse. He said that Krishna searched for her, but he could not find her. He wandered and wandered until he no longer had the strength to search for her, and he sat down alone in the kunj on the bank of the Jamuna and began to cry. Mamiyam chalita vilokya britam badunitayena. What have I done? I have made an offense to my Srimati Radharani. Now she became angry and she has left me. Hari Hari Atadarataya. Oh God, what will happen to me? What will she do? What will she say? When will I have the chance to meet her again? Without Radhika, what's the use of my wealth? What's the use of all my cows? What's the use of Nandagan? What is the use of my very life without Srimati Radhika? When Mahaprabhu heard this glorification of Radharani, he was astonished. Ramananda Rai said, this love of Radhika is so special. Aheri vagatin premna swabhava kutila bhavet. It never moves in a straight line, but it moves crookedly, like a snake. So then, Mahaprabhu said, this is so wonderful. Can you tell me more? Rai Ramananda said, oh, I cannot speak anything. The words coming out of my mouth are inspired by you. You are inspiring me, and as you are inspiring me, I am speaking. Mahaprabhu said, no, I am a Mayavadi sannyasi. I am completely dry. I don't know anything about bhakti. It is only by the mercy of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who is the topmost Vaishnava, that I had the chance to have your association. Kiba vipra kiba nyasi sutra kaninoi, ye Krishna tattva veta, say Guru hoy. If anyone, whether they are sannyasi, grihastha, vanaprastha, brahmachari, whether they are Vaishya Sudra, Brahmin, Kshatriya, whoever they are, if someone knows the Krishna Tattva, then they are Guru. So please tell me about Krishna Tattva. At once Ramananda Rai, he became absorbed in Krishna Tattva. He said, Vrindavane aprakrita navinamadan kama bija kama gayatri jara upasan. In this world there is a Cupid, and it causes all to fall in love with each other. But he is a demigod. In transcendental Vrindavan, there is one Cupid, and that is the son of Nanda Maharaj. He inspires a prem in the hearts of all the gopis. Purusho shikibas tarra jangam sarvachitakashak sakshat manmata madan. What to speak of attracting the females? He attracts males. What to speak of males and females? He attracts every moving and even non-moving living entity like trees and creepers. And therefore he is the Aprakrita Kamdev. And he is worshipped Kam Bij, Kam Gayatri, Jara Upasan. By chanting the Kam Bij and the Kam Gayatri, that Krishna is worshipped. And Rai Ramananda began to explain how each of the 24.5 syllables of Kam Gayatri is one part of Divya Swarup, the transcendental form of Sri Krishna. How beautiful he is, and how that Krishna, he is the embodiment of all rasa. Akila rasamrita murti prasamara ruchi rudha taraka pali. How in Brahma Samhita, Rai Ramananda said, Lord Brahma stated, Ananda chinmaya rasa pratibhavita vistabiya eva nija rupataya kalad. There in Vrindavan, there is Radhika. Radhika is not different from Krishna. Radhika is Sri Krishna's own Ananda Shakti, Ladini Shakti, in personified form. She is so beautiful, so attractive. Her Swarup is astonishing. Mahabhava Chintamani Radhara Swarup Lalitari Saki Tarakaya Vyuharup. Chintamani can fulfill the desires of a person, but who can fulfill the desires of Krishna? Radharani is the Mahabhav Chintamani. She is made of love, and she is the Chintamani gem that can fulfill all the desires in the heart of Krishna. And all the gopis, beginning with the Lita Vishaka and others, they are only her Kaya Vyuha, expansions of her form. And Sri Krishna, as the dear Lalit Nayak, he enjoys pastimes with the gopis of Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu said, Eho Uttam, this is fantastic, this is wonderful. Can you tell me more? Rai Ramananda said, indeed, there is one more topic But I cannot quote any verse from Shastra to describe this, because this is beyond the Veda, Vedanta, Upanishad and all Shastras. It is called Prem Vilas Vivarta. When Mahaprabhu heard these words, he put his hand over the mouth of Ramananda Rai. Hush, very confidential. But when Mahaprabhu took away his hand, Roy Ramananda began to sing verses he himself had composed. Paile raga nayana banga bela anudila parla abadina gela na soramana na hamaramani duimano manubhava peshla jani radhaya bhavatasta chita jatani sweda vilapya kramat Yunjan adri nakunja kunjra patei neduta veda brahman chitraya api sandarandayad iha brahmandaha modre bhuyo bhina varaga hingalabarai sringara karu kriti. Speaking this verse, Roy Ramananda said, Radhika said that, how did my love begin? It began with a glance. Sri Krishna glanced at me, and at once my love was awakened. And day by day it increased and increased to such an unlimited extent. Now it has no limit at all. When I meet with Sri Krishna at that time, I forget. Am I the beloved of Krishna and he is my lover? I forget everything. It is as if Cupid has taken the shellac of our hearts and melted them together with the heat of our perspiration, and we've become like one. And Kamdev has decorated the palace of the universe, causing all to be struck with wonder. In other words, when the maidservants of Radhika see her beautiful meeting with Krishna, then Yavadashrai Vritti, all the feelings in the heart of Radhika, they're transferred into the hearts of Rupamanjari and others. When Mahaprabhu heard this, he said, yes, this is sadhya. This is the topmost thing. This is the goal of life. But sadhya vastu sadan bina keho nahi pai kripa karo kaharai papara upai. You have told me about the highest goal of life. Now, Roy Ramananda, be merciful to me and explain to me what is the process to attain it. More? What? So we will hear from Srila Gurudev, process to attain the goal of life.
Ramananda is solving all the question of Mahaprabhu, as if Mahaprabhu does not know anything. But from where Ramananda have all these knowledges? Oh, Mahaprabhu is the ocean of rasa, and unknowingly he gives all these points, rasa tattva, so much highest that he told. Especially Pailahi Rag Nayan Bhajam. Na so Ramani, na so Raman. This is actually Madanakha bhav. Topmost bhav, Lalita Vishakha has not, even Krishna up to Mahabhav not. And for this reason, to test all these things, he became Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he wanted to taste Radhaya Pranay 3 reasons. But now how he came? There should be one Guru, Shiksha Guru. And for Shiksha Guru he came to whom? Most dear Sakhi of Radhika. So he came, and that Sakhi knows all the mood of Radhika. No one knows. Only Lalita Vishakha. Here Vishakha knows everything. So, in mood of Radhika, and to taste the Radhika mood, he came to Shiksha Guru, and then he learned everything. But really it was from the heart of, or ocean of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After this here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told what is the way, process to have this high class of. Then Sri Ramanand told only there is one way, and that is in the guidance of, if anyone, in the guidance of gopis. They will think that I am gopi, Krishna is most beloved, and this way, meditating their Siddha Swarup, by the grace of Guru, which you can be received. And by that, Smaranam Krishna, Smaranam Janancha, to whom you have greed, Krishna and also Lalita Vishakha and others. Go on meditating. In this way, in the guidance of gopis, you can have this highest class of prem. But you cannot touch the Lalita Vishakha and Radhika mood. You can know only. You have no qualification to go up to there. Only anarpita charim chirad kurunaya mahatu. Only in the guidance of Rup Manjari you can serve. So Mahaprabhu became very. For this reason I came to you, and now I am successful in coming. Oh, I want that you should give up this governorship of Prataparudra and come to Jagannath Puri, and we will discuss all these Saraswati. And really he did so. He sent a resignation letter to Prataparudra. I don't want to now serve. I want to serve now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So please relieve me. And then Prataparudra told, if you are coming to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then I will give same salary as I am giving, and you should come and serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he resigned, and then he came, and in Gambhira Ramananda and also Sarup Damodar, they used to inspire Mahaprabhu these moods, and there he was. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to more south, up to Kanyakumari, and he was telling, making Vaishnava, all those who come to him, thousands and lakhs of persons used to come to him. And he, Amara Gay Guru Haya Taro Ye Desh. You should tell Hare Krishna Nam to others, and they will tell to others. In this way, whole South became Vaishnava. Again he was searching his brother, very peaceful. He knew everything, but as his pastimes, he went to Pandharpur and discovered Vishwarup was here. And he has now taken Samadhi. He is now no more. And then hearing, he returned from there. When he was coming, Kala Krishnadas Brahman was serving him, taking his Kamandalu door kopi. One day some Bhattari, they... When Mahaprabhu has gone anywhere, to beg bhiksha. At this time, this boy was alone. So some of the Bhartari came to him and saw a very beautiful girl and told that if he will come, we will give marriage to you, this very beautiful girl. And he was at once, he forgot Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was so many days with Mahaprabhu, Swami Bhagavan, Lords of Lord, and he came in lust. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned back, he saw that, oh, where is Krishnadas? Where is Krishnadas? Then he knew, oh, Bhartari has taken him in their trap and in their group. When Mahaprabhu went there, oh, they began to beat, tried to beat, but they were quarreling themselves and Mahaprabhu choti and trapped. And then he kept some days with him. And then his name became Kala Krishnadas. Kala means black, that is why there is black spot. And then when he returned to Jagannath Puri, then he told Sarup Damodar, Rai Ramananda and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, oh, this is Kala Krishnadas. Now I reject him from me and now he can go anywhere. Then they sent him to Navadvip, Mayapur in the service of Sachi Maya. In this way, he returned back to Jagannath Puri, and then same month Rath Yatra festival was there, and big festival car festival was going on. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing, singing with his groups. What is court festival? Shamrani will speak something because he is master of Rath Yatra.
Om Agyanam Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksurannalitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. First I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipable Diksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, a stotra such. Therefore he called on me to speak about Rath Yatra Prasanga. So if he'll give his causeless mercy, I'll be able to say a few words. Srila Gurudev has explained that without understanding the topic of Rath Yatra, one cannot understand the deepness of Srimad Bhagavatam. The Rath Yatra festival is the meeting of Srimati Radhika and the gopis with Krishna at Kurukshetra, and the gopis bringing back Krishna to Vrindavan on the chariot of their hearts. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, covered by the mood and complexion of Srimati Radhika, has taken three aspects of Srimati Radhika. That is, in Navadvip, he is Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhika. In Puri, he is Biyogini Radhika. And in Kurukshetra, he's Sanyogini Radhika. So during the Rath Yatra festival, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Srimati Radhika, is offering so many prayers to Lord Jagannath. In the mood of Radharani and the gopis meeting Krishna at Kurukshetra. For a long time, maybe 60, 70 years, Krishna had been separated from the Brijbasis. And just as the gopis and Brijbasis could barely live without his presence, he was also feeling the same way, and falling unconscious in many ways, and staying unconscious for a long time in the ecstasy of separation from the Brijbasis, and especially the gopis, and especially Srimati Radhika. So he wrote a letter, or he somehow or other got a message to the Brijbasis, to Nanda Baba, that there's going to be a big festival for solar eclipse at Kurukshetra, and you should come, just leaving a few of the elder persons behind. So everyone went, the elderly gopas and gopis, the cowherd boys, and Radharani and the gopis, they all went by bullock cart. When they arrived, Krishna was meeting in his mood of a prince of Dwarka, with his millions of ministers, counselors, family members, and all of a sudden a message came that your parents have arrived from Vrindavan on a bullock cart. Krishna immediately forgot where he was, all the people that he was with, and he immediately ran, and Balaram ran behind him to greet that bullock cart. When Krishna saw his mother, he immediately burst out in tears, and his mother, who had been so dry, becoming dry, that she, so death-like, like a skeleton, that she couldn't even weep anymore, now she was bursting out in tears. And Krishna went on his lap, just as when he was a baby, and she put her veil over Krishna's head, his face, and just like a baby drinking his mother's breast milk, Krishna was there with Mother Yasoda, weeping, Ma, Ma, and Mother Yasoda weeping, oh my darling son. Seeing that Krishna had gone, Vasudeva and Devaki followed them, and some of the other Dwarkavasis. And seeing the beautiful loving exchange between Krishna and Mother Yasoda, Devaki was thinking, he's not her son, he's my son. He never calls me mother even, but still he's wailing and weeping, oh ma, oh ma. So she was just about to create some disturbance when Rohini Devi, who was also now living in Dwarka as the mother of Baladev, but she's also a Brijbasi, she wanted to stop that impending disturbance. So she wanted to take her away. So Devaki, just before she left, she tried to be very polite and said, oh, Yasode, you're so merciful, you're so liberal, that even though Krishna is not your son, you've taken care of him for all these years, just like the eyelids protect the eye. You've protected my son Krishna. And Rohini immediately told Devaki and Vasudeva, we have so many relatives to greet who are coming, so many rishis and sages who are coming from all over the world, that you must come because you are the host and hostess. So they immediately left. But Mother Yasoda didn't hear a word anyway. Then Mother Yasoda understood, because she knows that Krishna loves Srimati Radhika the most. And so in order to give an opportunity to Radhika and the gopis who were standing nearby and just about to die at the very next moment, Mother Yasoda took Baladev by the hand and Nanda Baba, and they also left to go and join the family members. Srila Gurudev explained that when he was a young boy, he was working, helping his father, and they would gather bags of chickpeas. And as he was carrying the big bag of chickpeas, it was very heavy, but it wasn't such a big problem. Walking and walking and walking, it became heavier and heavier, till finally he reached his village, Finally, he reached almost to his door, and just before he entered the door, it was so heavy that he couldn't carry it anymore, and it dropped. Similarly, the gopis were barely able to tolerate and barely able to remain alive in separation from Krishna, and now that they were just almost ready to meet with him, they were just about to die in separation, and Mother Yasoda knew this, so she took everyone away to give them the opportunity. So now Srimati Radhika and the gopis are meeting with Krishna, and this is the time that Srimati Radhika said that verse that was quoted by Sripad Prem Prayojana Prabhu, that you are the same lover, I am the same beloved, I've not seen you in such a long time, and I was almost burnt by the fire of Cupid. Now I'm seeing you again after so long, but looking around and seeing all your queens, seeing your palaces, seeing your elephants, horses, chariots, and ministers, I'm not happy here. By mood, the gopis were telling Krishna, come back to Vrindavan. You can only be happy in Vrindavan. But if you want to come back to Vrindavan, then you'll have to take your flute and take your peacock feather. You'll have to forget that you are the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, and remember that you're the son of Jashoda and Nanda Baba. Krishna told them, trying to seem detached, as sometimes we see young boys trying to be detached when they're actually very much enamored by some young girl. Where does this sentiment come from? Janmad yasiyataha. Everything has its origin in the Supreme Truth. So Krishna, hiding his own feelings, told them, so you've heard that I'm God? And yes, it's true, I am God. So best if you meditate on me. Then you'll find that actually there's no separation between us. Actually, just as the elements are present everywhere, earth, water, fire, we see everywhere, in every object. So similarly, you are also in me. Everything is in me and you are on me. So simply meditate on me and you'll feel no more separation. So hearing this, the gopis became very angry, and they uttered a verse in sarcasm. Now these verses were also uttered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the Ratha Yatra festival in the mood of Srimati Radhika speaking to Lord Jagannath, who is actually Krishna in Dwarka, who's feeling separation from Radhika and the gopis and the residents of Vrindavan, who was looking for an excuse to leave Dwarka and come back to Vrindavan. Jagannath had told Bimala, who represents the 16,000 queens, now I have some disease, I have some loose motions. I need to go somewhere and recuperate myself. So Bimala, representing Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, or all the 16,000 queens, sent him with Baladev and Subhadra, knowing that when there's Baladev and Subhadra, then Krishna will surely return quickly. So similarly, Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra went from the Jagannath Puri temple to the Gundicha Mandir. Jagannath Puri represents Dwarka and Gundicha represents Vrindavan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is reliving this pastime as San Yogini Radhika. So Radhika and the gopis are telling Krishna in sarcasm, oh yes, you are Padmanabha, from whose lotus navel comes Lord Brahma. The great sages, the yogis, they can meditate on you, but we are just attached householders. We have no capacity to meditate on you. We're in the dark well of household life. What is the meaning? The meaning is that, oh yes, we believe you're God, sure you're God. Does God have to steal the wives of other men? Does God have to steal the clothing in a very flirtatious way of young married and unmarried girls who are bathing? Does God have to steal butter from all the neighbors? And if he doesn't get what he wants from his mother immediately, he throws a temper tantrum and throws around all the pots? Yes, we know that you're God. So, why did they mention Padmanabha? That is the Lord from whose navel Lord Brahma comes? Because they're saying that Brahma came from a dull, inert lotus flower. He has no real mother or father. And therefore, one gets the qualities of his parents. So Brahma, coming from that inert lotus flower, his brain is also inert. And therefore, he can meditate on you. But we're very intelligent. You're telling us to meditate, but that's a joke. Because actually, we're trying to forget you. We were happy in our homes, and then you played your flute and brought us out into rasa dance and so many other pastimes, and we became just like birds in the forest, weeping with no home. And you left us, never to return. So in this way, the gopis were, by their mood, pulling Krishna back to Vrindavan. You say that we should meditate on you with our minds, but our minds are Vrindavan. Our minds and hearts are Vrindavan. So if you come back to Vrindavan, then you can be in our minds. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted one poem from mundane Sahitya Darpan, mundane love poetry, where one lover is speaking to her beloved that now our youth is gone. In our youth, we were so happy together. But now, somehow or other, Gurudev explained, this is the mood of the wife to the husband, or vice versa. Before, when we weren't married, and we were hiding and very stealthily engaged in our loving affairs, our loving talks, sweet talks about nothing. At that time we were so happy. And we were banned from seeing each other. But that ban created a very special excitement. Now we're married and everyone gives us a free pass to see each other. And what happened? It became boring. The only real excitement in household life is when there's some fight and then they make up. So for a few minutes, there's a new experience. So I want you to come back to where we used to be, by the Vaitasi tree. The Vaitasi tree is a very interesting tree, like something like a rubber tree. Because when the wind blows, it may blow over so many other trees, knock them down, like breaking, but a Vaitasi tree bends. So come back to the Vaitasi tree, which there's no breaking under any condition. This is the definition of praying. No matter what high cause there is to break, that praying never breaks. So I want you to have that time before we were married. Is it possible? Is it possible? Many of you are married. Is it possible to go back to the old times? Though we can aspire for it. Similarly, Radhika and the gopis, they're wanting Krishna to go back to Vrindavan, but here they're seeing the queens and the ministers and the elephants. So Krishna told them that because your love for me is so great, I'm coming back in a very short time. I'm actually controlled by you. And Krishna became so shy and so embarrassed. In this way, by their hearts, the gopis took Krishna back to Vrindavan. At the same time, of course, we know that Krishna never left Vrindavan. So there are so many corollaries between the meeting of Radharani and Krishna and the gopis in Kurukshetra, and also the songs by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Lord Jagannath. Sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in the back of the cart, and even when the cart stopped, and even elephants and all the king's soldiers, King Pratapuruja's soldiers, could not push that cart to Gunjika, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pushed it with his head to show that for only Radhika, Krishna is always in Vrindavan. So there are very, very beautiful stories that show the origin of Lord Jagannath in this world. And it's not time to get into those stories. One is King Indradumna, and the deity of Lord Jagannath appeared to him. And then the story of Rohini and the queens of Dwarka, and that also made Lord Jagannath appear. And then one very beautiful pastime that Srila Gurudev tells, which is exactly corresponding to Lord Chaitanya at the Ratha Yatra festival, is that Krishna was in Dwarka, unconscious, and Narada and Baladev, for days he was unconscious, and Baladev and Narada and Uddhav and so many other relatives were wondering how to get Krishna back to consciousness. And they were thinking, they were discussing, well, if we tell Krishna, if somehow or other we let Krishna know that we're bringing him back to Vrindavan, then he will be happy again. So go to Vrindavan. Uddhav, you go to Vrindavan and tell all the inhabitants of Braj that Krishna is coming back. So Uddhav said, the last time I went, I thought he was going to come back, and I told him that he would, he promised, but then he never came back, cruel as he is. So if I go back again, they'll say, oh, that liar, Uddhav has come. And same thing happened with Baladev. Baladev said, I went, I begged him to come when I returned from Vrindavan, and he refused. So again they'll say, oh, that liar Baladev has come. So Subhadra was there, and she said, I will go to Vrindavan. I will sit on the lap of Mother Yasoda, and she will caress me, and I will tell her that Krishna is coming, and Baladev is coming on chariots very soon. And oh, they're just a little bit delayed, because on the way, so many rich personalities, merchants, kings, they all stopped the chariot to give Krishna so many presents, but he's just now coming. So then they woke up Krishna and told him, now we're going to Vrindavan. And they got 3 chariots, for Krishna, for Subhadra, and for Baladev. On the way to the chariot, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was watching how Lord Jagannath got on the chariot to go to the Gunjita temple, which represents Vrindavan. On the way to the chariot, when Uddhav was taking Krishna to the chariot, he couldn't walk. He was falling back and forth in so much separation and eagerness to get to Vrindavan, to get to the chariot, to get to the Vrindavan. And this was just like Lord Jagannath at the Ratha Yatra festival. We see sometimes, even though we're far away in the crowds, we see on the TV, if we're in Jagannath Puri, that Lord Jagannath is swayed back and forth, sometimes looking like he's all the way over. And the servants, Sabaras, have to keep him high, and it takes a long time. And he goes from pillow to pillow, bursting all the fluff, cotton fluff from the pillow. So similarly, Krishna was like that. And finally he got on the chariot, and they went to Vrindavan. In the meantime, Srimati Radhika was almost on the verge of death, and surrounded by her gopis, who were putting a cotton swab by her nose to see if she was alive. Then Krishna's chariots, Balaram, first Krishna came, and Krishna saw Radharani lying there, and Vishaka and Lalita whispered in the ear of Srimati Radhika, Krishna is here, don't leave. Because Radharani had been saying, I'm leaving now, I'm going to die, but after I die, please wrap my arms around a tamal tree so that I'll be always embracing Krishna. And merge my breath, the air of my breath, with the air of Nandagaon, so I can always be with Krishna. And merge the water of my body in the water of the lakes and rivers where Krishna swims, so I can always have his touch. So just then, Krishna arrived, and they whispered in her ear, "Krishna's here." So Radharani came back to consciousness, but just before she did, seeing Radharani in that piteous state, Krishna became frozen and his heart melted. And in that melted condition, his head melted, his body melted, his arms melted, and he took the form of Lord Jagannath and was rolling on the ground. Then when Radhika awoke, seeing him in that condition, wanting to awaken him that Radhika is okay, they were singing, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai 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 Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai 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 Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai 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 Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai 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 Shri Radhe. And then Krishna came back and got his normal form and gazed at the eyes of Radha, who gazed at him, and they exchanged so many books worth of unlimited loving exchanges and discussions. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Srimati Radhika, was offering so many glorifications to Lord Jagannath to bring Krishna back from Dwarka to Vrindavan.
Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the court festivals form was another. But after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he came, he added all these moods in Rath Yatra and it became so rush. But this Rath Yatra, from where begins? It begins from Satyayug. And now in Mahaprabhu, before, elephants and the royal persons, they used to pull the cart. But now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, oh, we will pull. And he began to pull. And thus Rath Yatra festival became so Rasasta. Its origin is in Satyayug, and there was a king, Indradumna, and how he discovered Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Madhav Maharaj in brief he will tell. Hello.
अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतिसे नमः हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. First of all, I pay my humble obeisances under the lotus feet of my Paramaradha Guru Pad Padma, Om Vishnu Pad, Ashtodara Sata, Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Srila Bhavan Goswami Maharaj, and Om Vishnu Pad, Parivrajagacharya Varja, Ashtodara Sata Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Srila Narayana Goswami Maharaj. I pay my obeisances, the lotus feet of my spiritual grandsire, Nitya-lila Prabhupada Vishnu Pad, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, and Nitya-lila Prabhupada Vishnu Pad, Srila Bhakti Swami Maharaj. I pay my obeisances all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who assembled here, headed by Tridandi Sannyasis. Srila Gurudev ordered me, the origin of Rath Yatra started in Satyayug. How it came in this world, Gurudev ordered me to narrate in brief. So Rath Yatra means, Rath means chariot or cart, Yatra means journey. when someone going one place to another place through chariot and called Rath Yatra. Like you have heard from Sabrani Didi, Krishna is going from Dwaraka to Vrindavan by not any vehicle, not any motor, not any boat, going only by chariot. So this journey called Rath Yatra. How it began in Satyajug? In Satyajug there is a famous king and very influential king, and he was very religious minded. He used to serve Vaishnavas and he should do lot of pilgrimage places, journey for pilgrimage places. Once in his kingdom, few pilgrims came there and they are talking each other about the glory of Nilmadhav. And they told to king, if you see Nilmadhav is so handsome, so attractive, whatever you desire, your desire fulfill. Telling this, they went away. But king, at that time not giving so much attention, then he called his courtiers, ministers and others, how to get, I want to take darshan of Nilmadhav. How it is possible? Then he sent all directions, his messengers. They have to come back within a month. Then I will go back to take darshan of Nilmadhav. In one direction, in south direction, he sent the son of his priest named Vidyapati. Vidyapati went in south direction, and in ancient India, wherever you will go in village, there is some religious person. If you are going for pilgrimage, they will host you. So he host one place. Then the owner of that house, he came back, is full of nice fragrance. He became surprised, from where the nice fragrance is coming. Every day is to go early in the morning and is to come back evening. And he had only one daughter named Lolita. And his name was, the householder name was Bissabasu. So they are living together. Gradually, love developing between Vidyapati and Lolita. Now, Lolita is only one daughter, and Bissabasu loved her so much. So one day Lolita and Vidyapati, they decide they will marry each other. Why? The bishop Vidyapati, in a desire not to marry her, how to discover Indradumna, king sent him, how to discover Nilmadhav. So Sanatana Goswami has told, Sakarjam Uddharit Pragdo Karjam Dhamsena Murkhata. He will be learned one, he will discover the process how to do his job. And who is foolish one, Samavada, he destroys his job. So Samavada, if I make friendship with this girl and marry her, then I can know where his father is going. And he asked Lolita, where is father is going? Well, my father is going to do some worship and deity named Nilmadhav. Then he became very surprised. And he concealed his heart not to tell others. Then Lolita told to his father, her father Bissabasu, oh father, I want to marry this boy. Because Bissabasu engaged his daughter to take care of Vidyapati. Then marriage ceremony took place. They became very happy. Then now Vidyapati told everything to Lolita. I want to take darshan of Nilmadhav. So Lolita told to his father, he denied. No, not possible. I could not take anyone. Then Lolita told, oh my dear father, if you not took your son-in-law, I take some poison and finish my life. Then Bissabasu thought, oh, I have only one child, and if she will die, then what is the value of my life? Then he told, okay, I can take my son-in-law but one condition. What is that condition? I'll put blindfold, 7 blindfold on his eyes, and put him in a bullock cart, and take him there, and I open his eyes. Afterwards, taking darshan, I put back blindfold and come back again here, then I open it. If agree, then I can take. Lolita told, okay, no problem. Then Lolita told her husband, Vidyapati, okay, So I am giving some mustard seed. And you can take mustard seed without knowing my father. And you can take. Vidyapati, yes. On the way I can drop one after another. And now rainy season is coming. Then sprout will come. After that flower will come. Seeing the flower, I can recognize how to go there. It is very easy process. Okay. Then he took himself in a bullock cart, putting blindfold, went to the top of the mountain where Nilmadhav residing. Going there, he took off his blindfold and he went to pick up some flower for worshipping. And he saw that near it there is a lake, and on the top of the lake, one branch of a tree hanging, leaning towards the lake. One crow was sitting there, and he was dismayed and dropping the water. And immediately his soul come out, became four-handed, and Garuda came and took him to Vaikuntha planet. He thought, oh my gosh, very nice. So I will jump in the lake and give up my life. I will go to Vaikuntha planet directly. Garuda will take me there. Then he climbed on the tree. Then aerial sound came, Vidyapati, don't jump in the lake. You have to do so many jobs. In the meantime, Vishavasu returned there. What you are doing? Come here, come here. Then he come down, but Vishavasu does not know that aerial sound was there. And he did puja. Again after puja, put blindfold back and bring him to his residence. So now this way, Vidyapati told to Lalita, now I have to go to king, I have to do the job of king. So then he came back and he had some kings also there. He came back and told king, oh, I know the whole process now how to go there. Then Indradyumna with his army and minister came there. But the nature of ocean, sometimes it covered with sand. Whole the Nilachal Parvat was completely covered by sand. And what to do? Indradyumna Maharaj with his wife Gundicha and minister, they told him to hunger strike. Unless until we will not take darshan of Nilmadhav, I am give up my life here. Then a real sound came, oh king, no need to die here. You can go back further down to the ocean, and there is one called Bankim Mahana, and 3 logs of wood will come there, and you can pull out the log and make my deity over there. By this way I will manifest there, not anymore Nilmadhav form. So king came back with his minister and others, and they are meditating when the log will come there. After few days, 3 big logs, completely red, and their marks of conch shell, disc, club and lotus. King tried at his level best to pull it out from the ocean. By soldiers and elephant, horse became failure. Then again a real sound came, called Vidyapati's dynasty, Vishwavasu's dynasty. So Vidyapatis and their dynasty all came, and easily...
Vishwabhai, he also came.
Yeah, Vishwavasu and all they came there. As soon as they touched the wood, the log of wood came out very easily. Then king loaded in the cart and took him one place and keep there. And he invited all carpenters and carvers who can carve the deity. As soon as they are using their instrument, it became very strong sound and broken into pieces. None can do that. It's so hard, more harder than thunderbolt. Any carver could not do that. One day, one elderly Brahmin came and told, oh king, don't worry, because king was very morose. How to do? Told, I can carve the deities, but I have one condition. You have to make one big hall, and only one door will be there. I will do there, I will need 3 weeks. But my condition is that, unless until I not complete my carving, before 3 weeks you should not open the door. Okay, no problem. They make one big hall, and that elderly person entered there and left the door from inside. After 2 weeks, no sound is coming. Then queen told, "O king, maybe the elderly person has died. No sound is coming. What is eating? What is drinking? Better to open the door." King told, "No, I have condition. Before 3 weeks I am not allowed to open the door." Queen told, "No, if that elderly person will die, he is Brahmin, then Brahmahata Pap, sin will touch you. Then you get big problem for your whole life. It is not proper, it is not fair." Why? Because Jagannath inspired on his heart, queen's heart. So king by force break the door, and when he entered there, no one is there. And sometime Gurudev told that elderly person smiled and disappeared. And sometime you heard from Gurudev, no one is there, only 3 murtis, vigrahas are there. Like nowadays we have seen Jagannath Dev, Subhadra Devi and Baladev Prabhu. Why so? Why melted form? So for that reason, we have heard from Srila Gurudev, once the queens of Dwaraka, they are asking Rohini Maiya, "Oh Maiya, we have heard that Krishna is always hankering for Brajavasis, especially Sakhas, parents, and especially Gopis and especially Radhika. But all night, being with us, sometimes telling, 'Oh Lolite, oh Bisakhe, oh arrange to meeting with Radhika.' So what is the cause? We are one after another is matchless beautiful. We are 16,108 queens, could not conquer Krishna's mind. But Krishna always hankering for them. What is cause behind them here? How they are serving Krishna? How they control Krishna? Can you narrate something?" Ranima told, "Yes, I can tell. But Krishna's nature, that wherever someone glorifying him, especially his devotee, and especially gopis, then Krishna will come here, then everything will spoil. If someone guard be outside of the door and check Krishna, because Krishna told, 'Madhbhakta jatra gayanti tatra tisthami narada.' Whenever we glorify, Krishna bound to come there. So who will be guard? 16,108 queens, no one ready to be guard. All of them want to listen from Mother Rohini. Then they told Subhadra Devi, so okay, I'll do this job. So Subhadra Devi, being out of the door, guarding the none can enter there. And Rohini Maya, telling the glories of gopis. Krishna and Baladev Prabhu, along others, he was in Sudharma Sabha, the royal assembly of Dwaraka. Krishna came running from there with Baladev Prabhu. Subhadra told, "Brother, today I cannot allow to enter there. Mother appointed me to check you, Baladev, anyone cannot enter there." So Krishna and Baladev, listening the glory of Braj, keeping their ear on the door, as much they are hearing, gradually, their heart, all body became melted. In the meantime, Narada appeared there, and he pranam to Krishna and Baladev Prabhu. Then Krishna told, and Krishna came in natural form and told, Barang Bruhi, ask a benediction. Then Narada told, "Oh Prabhu, if you please with me, I want only one benediction. Which form I have seen to you now, I want to see this form anyone in the world." Then Krishna told, "So be it." So he benedicted his devotee Narada Rishi. So to fulfill Narada Rishi's desire, and Krishna wanted to manifest here in form of Jagannath Dev. So in this form, he manifests there. Then Indradumna Maharaj, taking these 3 deities, came and made a huge temple and keep there. Before going to the Nilmadhav, he made this temple. When he came back, whole temple covered by sand. Then they removed the sand, and in the meantime, another king whose name was Galav, he took charge of the temple and told, "This is my temple." King Indradumna told, "No, I made this temple before going to Nilmadhav." Then who is the witness? There was one crow named Kagbhusundi, very near and dear devotee of Lord Ramchandra. he always there in 4 yugos, he never die. He told no, this temple constructed by Indradumna Maharaj, and Galab took charge by force, but no one is there. Then
He repaired.
he repaired only. He took the sand out and repaired only. Then Galab became very ashamed and asked forgiveness. So Indradumna Maharaj, taking these 3 deities along with Sudarshan Chakra, established there. And in every year, during month of June, there is Kart festival taking from one place to another place. So how it took place? So when Jagannath Dev deity, they give in Sran Jatra, a few days before the Purnima, it called Sran Jatra, they give lot of water in Jagannath Dev, took full bath. Then his Angarag wash out. And they have to again do Angarag, means have to color them. But Jagannath Dev telling, oh, I am sick, so door is covered, none can take darshan. In these 15 days, none can take darshan. And after some time, Jagannath Dev told to Bimala Devi, who represented the representative, the queens of Dwaraka, told, I am very sick, now I want to go for change. So if he is sick anywhere, if you change the climate, then it will be better. So Jagannath Dev, Krishna told to Lakshmi Devi, I want to go for a change. So Lakshmi should not doubt. So he took his brother Baladev Prabhu and Subhadra Devi. Why? If Krishna will go alone, then Lakshmi doubt, oh, he may go run away from here to Braj. So Krishna is so tricky. He took Baladev Prabhu and Subhadra. Krishna thought, oh, I'll go Braj, then Baladev Prabhu will play with Sakhas and my father, and Subhadra will be with my mother and other girls. I can play with gopis. By this way, Krishna took Baladev Prabhu and Subhadra Devi. During Kart festival, Baladev Prabhu's cart will go fast. Why? Because Baladev Prabhu is Guru Tattva, Akhanda Guru Tattva. Unless until Gurudev is not pleased, then Bhagavan never be pleased. So Prathamam tu Gurum Pujya Tatashiva Mamarchanam Tadesa Bhagavad Bhakti Jannathanis Phalo Bhavet. So first have to worship and serve your Guru Padma. Taking permission from him, if you worship God, then only bhakti, otherwise everything go in vain. So Baladev is going ahead. After that Subhadra Devi, at last Krishna will go. Still nowadays, this system was going on. And even this rule is there, where Krishna, Jagannath's cart will stop. He will not go ahead that day. Sometime 2 days, 3 days he on the road and giving darshan to all devotees. 2 years before, Jagannath Dev got stuck and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada took bath, stopped there for 2 days. And 3 days he went to Gundicha Mandir. By this way, Raja took place about 9 days. In the middle there is one very nice festival called Hera Panchami. Hera means to see or to search. Panchami, the 5th day of Kart festival. We shall listen from Srila Gurudev, because Gurudev is giving signal not to go proceed. Hare Krishna. Pancha akal bata rupasta kripa sindhu bhayavata patitanam pavani bho vasmaya bho namo namo.
We are giving rest of Hari Katha. Tomorrow again we will start. Gaur Pramanand. Sannyasi should be ready for Mahaprabhu Vrindavan Jatra and Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami Shiksha.
Hare Krishna. Few more devotees has requested for initiation. They became so inspired seeing their classes and other initiations take place tomorrow 9 a.m. So who is inspired, who has one initiation, they can register their name, Sriman Vishnu Maharaj. Tomorrow same time we will register the name. Please come just before 9 to the Bhajan Kuti.